lovely people. My name is Nicole, and today I have with me Taylor from TayliciousReads, and today we made up a tag on our own. What's it called? So this is the Oops, I Failed tag, in which we're going to talk about some books that we failed with, that we did not finish. So basically this is just a talking about books you DNFed.
Yes, and it's going to be so much fun. Okay.
Alright, so the first question is a book that you always meant to pick back up.
Oh my god. This is so hard. There's so many books. Pain.
I have one.
I have one too.
Okay. So, I have had, although we cannot see, on my currently reading shelf on Goodreads for almost a year now. Still haven't read it. Well, I'm 200 pages into it, and every 2 months or so I'll read another 20 pages.
My life.
But I'm stubbornly keeping it on my read list because I don't want to admit that I'm giving up.
Mine was Passenger by Alexandra Bracken.
I read the prologue.
Yeah, I read the prologue, and I bought it the day it came out because it was right before my birthday, and I had money from cards I opened early, which isn't a good idea. Don't do it, kids. And I bought the book on my birthday, and it was yes, and I read it the prologue in the car. I was like, this book is great. I'm gonna finish it when I get home. And now we're 7 months later, and I haven't picked it back up.
No, yeah, I picked it up, read the prologue, and then I'm like, I'm not in the mood for this, I'll read it later. And I was so excited, and yet. Alright, so next is a book you put down sooner than you probably should have.
I feel like Passenger applies to all.
Yeah, Passenger, really.
Probably, I hate saying this, but Stars Above, and I love Marissa Meyer so much, but Stars Above is the ending of the series. There will never be more Lunar Chronicles books except graphic novels, but graphic novels don't count, okay? You will never know the pain. So that was hard, and I just haven't been able to get back into it.
Yeah.
I started it and then I couldn't.
I think I put down Girl Online by Zoe Sugg pretty quick.
I'm so proud of you. I suffered through the whole book.
Oh
my god.
I got 20 pages in and I'm just nope, not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So the next question is a book you put down once you realized you were hate reading it.
Well, when I hate read books, I like to read it all the way through it so I can critique every little thing about it. Oh, okay, so I don't know how many of you kept up with the Assassin's Alliance. I don't know if you know what that was, but that was a read-along that ended. We're not doing it anymore, of the Throne of Glass series, and I basically had to read it because I came up with the idea. I was one of the hosts. I was in this live show for it, and I had to hate read all of Crown of Midnight, and it wasn't because I hated it, it was because I hated Kale.
Oh, that's fair.
Kale is the only character that is really relevant in Crown of Midnight, and I was dying. I was dang, dramatic for the internet. You must love me, subscribe!
I was hate reading Altered Carbon by Richard K. Morgan, which is some random sci-fi book that I was reading for a class. And so it was one of those things that technically I had to finish it, but I realized I absolutely hated it halfway through, and I just, screw it. No, I BS'd the rest of that class just because I could not finish that. The next is a hyped book you DNF'd.
Okay, I hate bringing up Sarah J. Maas books. I'm gonna get in so much trouble.
Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion.
Arrow Fire. No, I really liked Sarah J. Maas. Bad memories are two Sarah J. Maas books for me a little bit that I can't go into on the internet. So Arrow Fire, I picked it up and I was really enjoying it, except Kale, obviously everybody hates Kale, and I know Rowan is in Arrow Fire, and everybody's Rowan's a redeeming quality. Read the book, Taylor. And it was supposed to be our next live show book, and it's been 6 months, and we haven't had another live show, and we will never have another live show. So I'm do I get back into this? And Amanda from Read by Amanda hasn't finished it either. We were both hosts for this live show. We're how do we internet? But I take really artsy photos of it, so
it's really important.
So what's really important?
official like DNF, but I got like 2 chapters into An Ember in the Ashes and then stopped. Although part of that was just I wasn't in the mood, and part of that was I read a couple of not so great reviews. And I'm still planning on picking it up eventually, just like for my own opinions, because so many people love it. But I just, yeah. A book you didn't DNF but wish you had.
School books. There's so many school books
Oh, yeah,
that I'm
all
like,
of them.
Animal Farm. Like I like know a lot of people love Animal Farm, and like I feel like I'm pissing so many people off today. I liked Animal Farm, but I didn't feel like my class had enough analysis on it, and so I was just like reading it and kind of like vaguely understanding what was going on. And I was like, how do I do this review on this book first? Because I don't know anything about this world, like the world building around it, like what it was connected to, until afterwards. And I was like, oh, this book makes so much sense. But like I kind of wish I would have DNF'd it and just Spark Notes it.
Yeah.
Spark Notes would have gave me so much of a better like understanding of what was actually happening.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking classics, my sort of 2 most hated classics are Catcher in the Rye and Lord of the Flies. Hate both of those. I 100% hate read them. And both of them are books that people seem to either absolutely love them or absolutely hate them.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like I didn't really need to read the best of both of those. A book you wanted to love but didn't.
Oh, okay, I didn't DNF this book, but An Abundance of Katherines by John Green. It was in my like John Green days, you know, when I was like obsessively reading John Green, because The Fault in Our Stars had just come out.
Everyone had that phase.
I know, and The Fault in Our Stars movie had like just been announced that it was going to come out, and I was like, gotta obsessively read all of John Green's books before I join book. And yeah, that book, I just wish I would have DNF'd it.
That's fair.
Because all of like the little notes at the bottom, like to me, like I probably would have a better understanding now as this Taylor, but like as pre-booktube Taylor, it was like.
Why would you do that? I think September Girls by Bennett Madison. I picked it up because I was like, oh, I want mermaid books. And Ariel Bissett talked about it. And I was like, oh, this sounds awesome. And then I was like, I hate everything about this.
I'm like, everything!
Everything!
Yeah!
So that was fun.
Yeah!
Next is a book that just couldn't grab your attention.
So, Passenger. Sorry. I don't want to keep saying popular books, because I feel like people are going to kill me.
I don't have that many subscribers.
I feel like I started The Darkest Minds, and I feel like that's a book, like, I know that Alexandra Packin's writing style is, like, slower and it takes longer to get into, but, like, the time I read that, I just couldn't get into it, so.
Yeah, I think that's one of those series that you kind of just have to, like, push through and then just binge read the entire series.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So I'll come back to it. Don't hate me, BookTube. I love you.
Yes, Sisters read by Jackson Pierce. I've read other Jackson Pierce books and really, really liked them, and it's a fairy tale retelling. It's a Red Riding Hood retelling, so I love fairy tale retellings. So I really wanted to like it, and I don't know how much of it was just like I wasn't in the mood, or how much of it was just like didn't like the book, but yeah, that one. Next is a book you bought because of the cover but ended up hating.
Okay, so this one for me is pretty easy. I think it's called The Brilliant Light of Amber Sunrise, and I think it's by like Matthew Crow or something. And it was on Book Outlet, and it was like $1, and I liked the cover, and I didn't like know what it was about, and I was like, ooh, this is fun, and it was like Book Outlet Obsessive Days, and so I bought it, and wish I had it, because I don't like it that much, and I don't know if I'll get back into it.
I got Hunger by Jackie Morris Kessler, and this is one that I like ordered from like it was like the Barnes & Noble Marketplace. Like I went out of my way to get this book because I really liked the cover, and it was supposed to be this like dark horsemen of the apocalypse with teenagers kind of thing. I got like 40 pages in and I just could not do it. I hated it. Final question is a book you put down because it gave you too much deja vu. The other one that I was going to use Girl Online for.
Yeah.
Because so much of it was just, it's just all the characters are like tropes, and the writing style felt like just cheesy and kind of not anything particularly unique or special.
I think I'll have to like agree with you on that
Yeah.
one. I feel like that book reminded me of all of the books I had read ever that were contemporary.
Yeah.
And I did finish it. I pushed all the way through because it was little Taylor who was like, Zoella!
Yeah, I felt so bad putting it down because I'm like, I love Zoe. She's such a sweetheart. But I
couldn't. And it was ghost written. When I
Yeah,
found out
yeah.
it was ghost written,
felt
I
better
wish
about
I...
that. Alright, so those are all the questions we have today. Let us know what you think in the comments. Please don't yell at us if we hated on your favorite books.
We will tag people in
Yes.
the comment, or in like
in the
the
description.
not the comment.
In the doobly-doo.
In the doobly-doo. And we'll tag people on Twitter.
Yeah.
We'll let them know that like they had been tagged.
Alright, so I love you and I'll see you later. Bye!